Hello, this is Jim Fraser. I'm the Senior Vice President for Programs at the Woodrow Wilson National Fellowship Foundation in Princeton, New Jersey. And I want to talk about our signature fellowship program, which is the Woodrow Wilson Teaching Fellowships. Woodrow Wilson Teaching Fellowships operate in 3 states, Indiana, Michigan, and Ohio. And we really have 2 goals for this program. On the one hand, we want to attract top-flight people who have a background in STEM disciplines. They're in mathematics, one of the sciences, or technology, and help them prepare for, move into, and stay in careers as teachers of STEM disciplines in high-need urban and rural schools. At the same time, we seek to work with universities which are willing and able to fundamentally transform the way they do teacher preparation. We're currently working with 4 universities in Indiana, all of which are structuring new programs that are clinically based, in which the fellows spend most of their time in public school classrooms and then take classes, seminars, and receive support to get better at what they're doing in those classrooms. Let me say a word about the Indiana Teaching Fellowship. We recruit across the country, and especially in Indiana. Fellows receive a $30,000 stipend toward the cost of a 1-year graduate program. They also receive a promise from us and from the participating university of mentoring and support through their first 3 years of teaching. And at the same time, fellows make a commitment to teach for at least 3 years in a high-need urban or rural school in the state of Indiana. Our fellows are a terrific group of people. At the moment, we have 103 fellows who are teaching in schools in the state of Indiana, and another cohort who will be joining them this September. Our fellows mostly come from Indiana and are people who are going to keep working with young people in Indiana. This morning I received an email from one of our fellows saying, I'm finishing up my first year as a teacher in Indianapolis Public Schools teaching chemistry and French. Even though these are trying times in public education, I want to put in a plug for the training I received for my current position. It was promised I would be given support by the foundation and the university during my first year of teaching. Promise delivered. The promise I have received has been outstanding. I have a mentor I can contact at any time. This is the kind of support we want to offer because our long-term goal is to make sure that the young people of Indiana have the kind of life chances that come with gaining expertise in the STEM disciplines, which offer opportunities that are simply not there if they don't have that, and they won't have those opportunities unless they have teachers who are both fundamentally understanding of the disciplines and fundamentally understanding of the ways to engage sometimes bored adolescents. So we're proud of our program, and we look forward to continuing to work in this state for a long time to come.
Hi, my name is Patrick O'Donnell. I'm the Executive Director of Teach for America in Indianapolis, and I'm going to talk for a few minutes about the work that Teach for America is doing across the country and in Indiana, and specifically talk about our national STEM initiative. Teach for America is a national education nonprofit organization, and our mission is to close the achievement gap between low-income and high-income communities. Specifically, we're a human capital organization, and we know that if we're going to create exceptional schools and exceptional school systems, we have to have amazing leaders working as teachers, principals, district leaders. And what we're doing is we are creating the recruitment and talent pipelines into the public education system, so we have many great leaders working at every level of our system. We do this in 2 ways. We have a short-term and a long-term approach. In the short term, we go across the country to our nation's top colleges and universities and recruit the most exceptional college seniors to teach for 2 years in our country's lowest income urban and rural public schools. And it is their goal to make dramatic academic progress with their kids during those 2 years. Last year, we had 50,000 people apply to join Teach for America across the country, and we accepted just 10% of applicants, the people that we believe have the ability to make dramatic academic progress with their kids. In the long term, what we're doing is Teach for America alumni are taking on the high-impact leadership roles in education that will ultimately shift the system. So they are staying in the classroom as teachers, they're becoming principals and district leaders, and it's our belief that if we can get a critical mass of exceptional talent in education, then will really create high-performing school systems. In 2006, we launched a STEM initiative at Teach for America with the goal of dramatically increasing the number of math and science teachers in education and making sure that they are highly effective. Currently, we have 3,200 STEM teachers across the country, and it's our goal by 2015 to have 5,000 STEM Teach for America core members. Here in Indianapolis, we have almost 150 teachers within their 2-year commitment, and just over 30% of those are math and science teachers. What's important for us is to make sure that our teachers are highly effective, and it's been great to see that a number of independent external studies looking at Teach for America teachers' effectiveness has shown that our teachers are as effective and oftentimes more effective than other new and veteran teachers, specifically within math and science subjects. A recent Urban Institute study showed that the impact of having a Teach for America teacher was 3 times the impact of having a teacher with 3 or more years of experience. And so we're really focused on making sure that we are developing highly effective core members and STEM teachers in particular. Moving forward with our STEM initiative, we have 3 priorities. The first priority is growth. And between 2011 and 2015, it is our goal to recruit 11,000 new STEM teachers to Teach for America who will teach across the country. Our second priority is leadership. We want to maximize the effectiveness of our STEM teachers and of our alumni to ensure that they are really a force for change in STEM education. And then our third priority is partnership, and we want to work very closely with other STEM organizations to make sure that we are helping to shape the conversation and really building the STEM community and impact across the country.
I'm Bill Walker, the Executive Director for the iSTEM Resource Network. The iSTEM Resource Network supports STEM education stakeholders interested in implementing research-based practices and high academic standards towards STEM literacy for all students. iSTEM starts with partnerships between 19 institutions of higher education in Indiana, all representing different research expertise in STEM education and programs addressing regional and national STEM education improvement. iSTEM provides an opportunity for these stakeholders to come together to share effective programs and combine efforts to work on larger scale K-12 STEM education needs. More information is available about iSTEM at istemnetwork.org. More information about our largest program, the Indiana Science Initiative, is available at indianascience.org. Essential to all of iSTEM's work has been the engagement of our essential partners. iSTEM partners include STEM education stakeholders representing government agencies like the Indiana Department of Education, not-for-profit organizations like Indianapolis Children's Museum, growth organizations like BioCrossroads and Connexus, business partners like Eli Lilly and Company and Rolls-Royce, K-12 schools like Avon, Logansport, and Richmond. Partner work happens through meetings like the iSTEM Policy Committee, who represent Indiana leaders committed to improving STEM education, and the iSTEM Facilitators Committee, who represent practitioners who carry out many of the improvement and support programs. iSTEM uses strategic planning and systemic reform to improve STEM education in Indiana. Strategic planning involves gathering data and working with key stakeholders to develop long-term plans with action items. Systemic reform involves working with many schools or school districts to provide professional development and align educational policies to support the reform. For example, one of our first programs was the middle-level mathematics program that included courses to help teachers in grades 4 through 8 better prepare students for success in rigorous mathematics starting in high school. Through this program, we learned that the teachers improved their mathematical knowledge for teaching and also improved their mathematics teaching efficacy, which indicated they felt more confident that they could teach mathematics well and more strongly believed that their teaching would have favorable results with their students. Our current largest program is the Indiana Science Initiative. This started with a strategic plan that was modeled after successful programs in Alabama, Delaware, Pennsylvania, and Washington. The key to this plan was the inclusion of literacy strategies with science learning opportunities. After the plan, we had a pilot program in 2010-2011. The program showed us that the students improved their content knowledge at grade level, also improved their understanding of science process skills, and similar to the math program, the teachers improved their efficacy for teaching science. Currently, the Indiana Science Initiative has a 6-year commitment from 125 schools representing about 2,000 teachers and 55,000 students. They will participate in professional development and receive support in order to have research-based science instruction in their schools. This commitment also represents the schools putting $7.7 million towards research-based science instruction in Indiana.
Hi, this is Sherry Bossing, and I'm going to be focusing on Lilly's efforts around STEM initiatives. As a corporation, we have identified that the key way for us to have a transformative impact on STEM education is to be strategic, systemic, and sustainable. We are no longer looking to fund or to focus on one-off projects that will not be more broadly transformative for STEM overall. The talent pipeline is very important to Lilly, and therefore we feel it's important for us to be thinking broader, deeper, and more holistic about this kind of transformative change. So from a national perspective, we are focusing on the NRC's Framework and Next Generation Science Standards. These are two strategically related documents that sets the stage for a new vision of science education. In addition, we are partners in Change the Equation, and in that regard, we are looking at partnering with them to better understand the national and the state vital signs. Additionally, the STEM Funders Network is a group of businesses who are collaborating to help drive the next generation science standards in a way that the states can adopt them and implement them with true fidelity. So in that regard, we're helping focus on the education policy so that the states can adopt them appropriately. The national convenings, which include the Building Capacity State Science Education, will be taking place here in Indiana in the fall of 2012. And professional development. I'm going to stop on professional development because I think it's important to emphasize if we do not have teachers who are capable of teaching to this next generation science standards, which also dramatically improves literacy and math, we will not be able to transform our country and bring us up to be competitive throughout the globe. And then there's a whole nother team working on assessment practices and recognition of models of excellence. At a state level, we are working with the Indiana Science Initiative through iSTEM and the Department of Education. Again, when I say strategic, systemic, sustainable, I'm going to focus on professional development. We are at a real critical crossroads in our state that if we don't get the professional development, again, the teachers aligned to this, all of our efforts around the Indiana Science Initiative are not going to be delivering the results that we're investing in to support this program, which is very much already aligned to the next generation science standards. Indiana could be a leader if we really can nail a more efficient, effective way of delivering professional development. That being said, we need higher education and policy on board with us so that the amount of time and money being spent on professional development can be more supportive versus starting at a ground level. We also have Lilly Science Coaches program supporting the teachers who are engaged in the Indiana Science Initiative. Lastly, the Indiana STEM Vital Signs Conference is a conference we're hoping to hold once the national vital signs come out from the Change the Equation. That is the time we want to bring businesses, government, higher ed, and iSTEM together to focus on and align around a vision and a strategy where we can create a statewide collective impact to really begin addressing a transformative change within our state. And in conjunction with that, the Building Capacity State Science Education Conference will be critical if we could piggyback these two together that would really raise Indiana's highlighted and focus on STEM. It will also give us national recognition, and if we could get Indiana businesses to be the sole sponsors of this event, it would be a very big plus for our state and positioning us to go forward in making the transformative change that I think we're all here and agree needs to happen. Thank you.